Hello, you action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of TNInews Live. And we are less than 24 hours away from the kickoff of New York Comic Con 2025. Also, Walmart CollectorCon's fall edition will be kicking off tomorrow morning as well. So, a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of stuff to buy. And so we're just gonna we're gonna recap some things that we talked about on Monday, a couple of new additions for both Walmart Collector Con and New York Comic Con. But before we do that, let's just do a quick roll call, see who's in the house. We've got Austin in the house. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. We've got Navinart. Those Batman toys look horrible. From Spin Master, I assume I tend to agree with you. What is up, John? Good to see you, my friend. William is in the house. Good to see you. Alonzo, what is up? Ready to go. Comics is in the house. 1017. Hi, happy to report I'm not at work right now. That's good. At least I think that's good. Mr. Allmine, what is up? Good to see you. The Mass Figure Collector. Family is doing well. Thank you for asking. Felix is in the house. Good to see you. Virtual Dave is also here from the UK. So let's just jump into the news and let's head over. Assuming I can get the screen up correctly. Okay, so where to start? So I don't really have any new information on the Marvel Legend front. If you caught Monday's live stream, I told you what you could expect to go up for pre-order on Friday, and what will likely be revealed. One of the main things that will be revealed tomorrow during the Hasbro panel. Also, yesterday was the pre-order for that Iceman figure. I got to tell you, this didn't seem to be as popular as I was thinking it was going to be. Of course, the price tag was about $28 on this one, and we've got an Iceman before, but I don't know. Maybe I overrated the snow edition of the Snowball and the ice freezing hands, but that, again, went up for pre-order yesterday, available pretty much everywhere. Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, all your favorites. But again, going back to and if you haven't pre-ordered the Deluxe Strong Guy, that's actually in stock at Entertainment Earth right now, if you want to get your hands on that one. That went up at the same week as the Maximum Deadpool figure a while back. These a lot of stuff is like the pre-order windows on a lot of this stuff is gotten pretty short. Amazon Prime deals. Today's the last day for the newest Amazon Prime. So if you want some discounted Marvel figures, you might check that out. But again, we talked about this on Monday, but I just wanted to recap it. So again, tomorrow, Walmart Collector Con Marvel Legend is the Mysterio figure on the Spider-Man retro card back. Yesterday was the Iceman. So this Mysterio does have the human head, which we didn't get before. I don't think this is going to sell out like instantly, but you never know. And then again, revealed at the panel tomorrow, which is at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's when the panel. If all goes well, I will be streaming the panel live for you guys here on YouTube. Hasbro will be throwing up a recap video sometime after the panel. So if things don't go well, we'll have, even if I don't stream it, we'll still have images of all the stills and information that they reveal up on Marvelous News. But again, hopefully Wi-Fi will work out and they'll let us stream it so you guys can watch it live. It's always better that way. But again, for Marvel, and it's a Star. Remember, tomorrow's Hasbro panel is a Star Wars, is a joint panel with Star Wars and Marvel. So it's going to be split up between the two brands. But again, as I said, one of the main things that I expect to be revealed tomorrow is this new wave, which should be, I believe, a Build-A-Figure wave. Though I have still no information about what the Build-A-Figure might be. But the wave should consist of that comic-based Iron Man Mark 72 armor, the World War II era Logan figure that they first announced at San Diego Comic-Con, the Crystar Warbow figure, so the second figure for Crystar, kind of subline in Marvel Legends. I don't know how far they're going to go with those, but I was a little surprised that they did a second one. Werewolf by Night comic book version, Enchantress, a new updated Enchantress, and another Dark Avengers member, Spider-Man, which I'm guessing will have the multiple arms, but I haven't seen it, so that's only a guess on my part. Phantom Rider is also in this wave. Unfortunately, while I'm hoping that it is his horse that's the Build-A-Figure, I'm thinking more likely it might be like the Executioner, only because we saw some prototype images from leak out from the factories several weeks ago, which an Enchantress and Executioner I think would go well. So, but I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that maybe it will be Banshee, Phantom Rider's horse. But again, that should be revealed tomorrow, so we should have all our answers on those tomorrow. There'll probably be a couple of other things. I saw Dan Young setting his expectations as he always does. And remember, they are breaking up reveals this month between this convention and then the MCM London convention later this month. As far as whether we get another made to pre-order figure launch this weekend, I haven't seen Dan. A couple weeks ago, he seemed to suggest that was coming soon, and it was this time last year at New York Comic Con when they announced the X-Men 97 Sentinel, but I haven't seen him tease anything, though I did see Dwight tease on his social media saying, they might have a surprise for us this weekend. So, maybe, I don't know. So we'll have to see on that. Again, I'm not expecting just tons and tons of reveals because it's a split panel between Star Wars and Marvel. And like I say, they've got to hold some of the stuff for the later convention at MCM London. But this wave for Marvel Legends, I'm about 99% sure will get revealed tomorrow, and then go up for pre-order Friday, October 10th, this coming Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's see what else. Jumping over to Star Wars and Walmart Collector Con, this popped up in the online flyer that Walmart Canada put up on their website. So this is yet to actually pop up on Walmart's website, at least last time I checked. But this is likely, we had seen the Walmart Collector Con offerings for G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Marvel, but we had not seen anything for Star Wars. So it looks like it's going to be this Black Series Purge Trooper and Patrol Trooper 2-pack. Now that price, I believe, is Canadian based, because again, this came from a flyer on the Walmart Canada website. So I don't think the 2-pack will be quite that expensive, but I don't know any pricing information. So, we'll probably find out for sure tomorrow. I imagine it will go up tomorrow with the rest of the Hasbro stuff. Remember, Walmart Collector Con kicks off at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, not 9 a.m., but 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you're into clones and such, that's one that you might want to keep an eye out for. And then, as I told you on Monday, I believe two of the things that we're going to see is a battle damage Darth Vader Black Series figure, which I'm guessing is going to be a reissue since we just got one not that long ago as a Target exclusive. This is from the Ahsoka series when he gets his helmet cracked after fighting Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, but again, the previous one was a Target exclusive, as I think it was part of a 2-pack. So this will be a single release done as a general release. And then a new Boba Fett figure, I think maybe Return of the Jedi base, but I'm not entirely sure. But from what I was told, it's going to have toe articulation for the first time. So, and I'm sure we'll get a couple other reveals, but those I believe are going to be going up for pre-order on Friday, along with the Marvel Legend Wave at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's get over to Transformers. So, having gone up for pre-order just today, just a few hours ago, that new Masterpiece Soundwave figure in the more cartoon-esque colors. So, and it comes with Laserbeak. So you can get it at it's $175. You can get it at Big Bad Toy Store. You can get it at Entertainment Earth. So if you're into Masterpiece and you want a more cartoon accurate looking Soundwave, this is one that you might want to check out. And let me get you some better images. So there he is with Laserbeak. There he is in both modes. Same thing with Laserbeak. He has his gun and shoulder cannon. You can put Laserbeak on his arm, just like with the original Masterpiece. He's got alternate hand. He's got the Energon cube that you can stick on his chest, so it looks like he's creating it. You get the colored Energon cube pieces, so it looks like it has Energon in it. So again, this is a reissue in more classic cartoon type colors, part of the MPG line that they've been doing. So this is MPG 19 for Soundwave. And they're calling him Condor, but of course we know him as Laserbeak. We've got official images for the upcoming Wind Charger, so Studio Series Wind Charger. So this should be, we've gotten Wind Charger before, but the last one they did was a little bit small. This is going to be more in keeping with the more modern mini Autobots that they've been doing, like Brawn and Gears and stuff. So this is what I'm looking forward to, because I use these guys with my Masterpieces. And this is the only one for season 1 of the mini Autobots that I need in the correct size. Again, the one Hasbro did before, it looks good, but is just too small. So this should be a decent size. I believe this will be going up for pre-order this weekend. I'm thinking Saturday. So remember, Thursday at New York Comic Con is the Marvel and Star Wars, the Disney brand panel. And then Friday at 11 a.m. will be a second Hasbro panel featuring Hasbro's own brands like Transformers, G.I. Joe, some Ghostbusters. So I believe Transformer pre-order, I won't say 100%, but I believe it's going to go Transformer pre-orders are going to take place on Saturday. Again, the panel is Friday, and then the pre-orders will take place on Saturday. I think G.I. Joe classified pre-orders will go up on Tuesday. I could have that backwards. It could be Transformers on Tuesday and G.I. Joe on Saturday, but I think it's going to be Transformers first, and then G.I. Joe pre-orders on next week on Tuesday. And of course, it'll be 1 p.m. Eastern time, and available pretty much everywhere. And Salome is joining us, so of course she's got to put herself in front of the screen so I can't see. Yeah, Salome. But again, this is our look at the new Wind Charger. Has this chest piece to create one of his abilities. I don't actually remember that, but I'm sure that's what it's for. He does come with a weapon, a blaster. So you can put that energy piece on him in car mode as well. So I believe this will be one of the pre-orders this coming weekend. And then here's a look at some other ones, official images. We've seen these before, but these are like the official images. So Quintus Prime, Combaticon Blastoff, Target Master Sure Shot, Beast Wars Quick Strike, Junkion Jalopy. They certainly are giving us a lot of the Junkions, and Cybertron Sideways. So these are the new official images. Our next Combaticon, of course. Looking forward to completing those guys so we can build our Bruticus. for me, the Blast Off and the Wind Charger are the ones I'm looking forward to, that I will be pre-ordering when I get a chance this weekend. These Junkions, like I got, Rekgar, and I got like the second Junkion they did, but I don't know. I don't need that many Junkions. I know there was a lot of them in the movie and stuff, but so again, I believe these will be pre-orders this coming Saturday. As far as what else they might reveal during the panel, I don't know. But just like with everything else, they will be, breaking up reveals between this convention and MCM London. Now let's go over to G.I. Joe. So we got another digital reveal. Finally, a Big Lob. They told us this one was coming, but now we have our first look at it. Very excited for this one. So this is the final character in the, from the G.I. Joe animated movie, that was the new recruits at the time for the movie. So we've gotten everyone else in the classified line. Tunnel Rat, Falcon, Jinx, Law and Order. So Big Lob is the final one to round out that kind of team, if you want to call it. So pretty excited for that. And, I'm trying to remember if they ever did Big Lob in the 3 3/4 inch. I don't think they did. So this might be our first time that we've gotten Big Lob. So just to recap, so we talked about this one on Monday, but the Night Viper. So I believe these are all the next wave of figures that will be going up for pre-order. Again, I'm thinking probably next Tuesday. Lifeline is the other one in this round of renders that I'm excited for. This is one I definitely want to add to my collection. The Night Viper and like this guy, the Mole Rat, Dark Energon guy. Zombies and G.I. Joe is just not my thing. That's from the comics. Hit and Run, an original character, but from the original toy line and everything, but not one I was ever that much into. But I'll probably pick this one up. I think that was it. I think that was Hit and Run was like the first digital reveal they did. So, and of course, remember Pythona will be available at New York Comic Con for those attending. And according to Hasbro, I think they did this at San Diego as well. For you Hasbro Premium members, they're going to open pre-orders up for some of these exclusives. So the Pythona for G.I. Joe. Helps when you spell it correctly. So again, for those attending the convention, you'll get a shot at it. And then if you're a premium member, if you want to pay the extra $50, you'll get a shot at them tomorrow. Last time I checked, they hadn't given a time for when they're going to go up for premium members tomorrow. I guess 1:00, which is when pre-orders usually go up for Hasbro, but they have not officially confirmed the time, I don't think. So, for Marvel, it's that Super Scroll. Pythona, I think, will be hard to get. That'll be one of the harder ones to get, I think. The Super Scroll, I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. Since they've done a Super Scroll before as a Build-A-Figure, this one might not be as in quite heavy demand, but hard to say. For Star Wars, we have that 2-pack with Mace Windu and Chancellor Palpatine. And then there's a vintage collection Force pack. And then for Transformers, it's that Nemesis Prime with the Star Saber mini cons. So again, premium members will get a shot at these tomorrow. How long they last, I don't know. San Diego, as I recall, when they put them up that first day, they sold out really quickly. But then they did make more available later, even for those who weren't premium members. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that again, but it's hard to say. For you Turtle fans, these were available again on Walmart. I don't know if they still are, but earlier this morning, yeah. So these 2012 Turtle figures, if you've been trying to get them, they went up on Walmart, but then sold out. Looks like Donatello is sold out once again. Leonardo is still available. Raphael is still available. Michelangelo still available. And Shredder's still available. So it looks like the only one that is sold out currently is Donatello, which kind of sucks if you want the whole team, but hopefully you'll get another shot at him. All right, let's talk about the Spin Master 4-inch Batman 89 movie figures, as they call tribute figures, not actual 89 figures. Big thing to note here, they did the Superman motion picture figures with Christopher Reeve. The packaging was much nicer because they used the actual actors on the packaging. You'll notice here they're using, I don't know if this is AI art or what, but it's not the actors at all on the packaging. Obviously, I don't expect the figures in this scale and price to be, to capture the likeness of the actors that well, but the packaging to me is not that good either on these because of this art that they use. So, but Batman, Joker, if you want to call that Jack Nicholson Joker, I don't know. Vicky Vale, I think maybe the very first time we've ever gotten a Vicky Vale action figure. She comes with a big giant camera. Bob the Goon. So, definitely if you're into the scale, I would look more towards the Mezco 5-point figures. Those look much more like the actual actors, but of course those are more expensive. Now, these are going to be sold here in the United States as Target store exclusives. I don't know when exactly they'll be made available. But, yeah. So, like I say, we'll call these tribute figures, not actual 89 movie figures. And, again, will be offered as Target store exclusives here in the United States. NECA continues to reveal horror figures. So we've got Welcome to the Derry Ultimate Pennywise. Bob Gray. This is a 1/4 scale figure. It's up at Big Bad Toy Store. It's not like they haven't done Pennywise before. Also, Ghostface, a new 8-inch cloth Ghostface figure. They've done Ghostface, of course, before, but all the horror greats they're rolling out for Halloween time. We talked about this one, I think, on Monday. Terrifier, bloody version. This is a Walmart one. This will be available during Walmart Collector Con. Michael Myers. So, like I say, all your favorites from the horror genre. Here are official images for the Walmart exclusive Collector Con Mortal Kombat Classics 2-pack with the Scorpion and the Raiden figures. So Raiden with the red apron and Scorpion with the blood all over him. You also get the skull head, a couple of different heads. I'm not sure what this weird looking head is, which game that's based on. You get some face plates for Raiden. Electricity effects, you get stands with the 2-packs. You also get the diorama like backdrops recreating the scenes from the game. So This 2-pack will be a Walmart exclusive and supposed to go up on October 10th at 10 a.m. $69.99 is the price that it's currently being listed with. A lot of these McFarlane figures, recent pre-orders and stuff, they're already showing up overseas. It's hard to keep track of everything. We talked about this on Monday, but they were just getting out the official images when I was doing my stream. So this is the Mega 2-pack with Atom Smasher and Spectre, an updated Spectre. This will be available during Walmart Collector Con, but I think also will be available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth on Friday. So it may go up first on Walmart and then everywhere else at 12 p.m. This Bat Cycle, we talked about this one. This is going to be Walmart Collector Con. Bunch of Avatar stuff and the new movie. This one, I mentioned this one on Monday. I said it was a store exclusive. I was thinking it was going to be a Walmart exclusive, but it's in fact going to be a Target store exclusive. So this will be available in store starting on October 25th. If that's something you want to add to your collection, whether it's available online, I don't know, but according to McFarlane, it'll be in store starting October 25th. Got some new updated images for the first wave of 2000X He-Man figures from Mattel. So first wave includes He-Man, Stratos, and Triclops. Nice artwork. In fact, I'd say the artwork on these is nicer than the artwork I saw in the packaging for the Mondo ones. The Mondo figures are much nicer looking, and of course, going to be much more expensive. But the artwork I actually like a little bit better on these Mattel figures. So I still don't have any word yet on when these are going to go up for pre-order. I wouldn't be shocked if Walmart ends up putting them out this weekend, and then maybe other places will put them up next week. I believe there is a Mattel pre-order coming on, I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday, but I don't know if it'll be Masters of the Universe or not. Now, Mattel or Walmart will have the Samurai He-Man up on October 10th. So that's part of this line. So whether they have those other figures up with this one or not, there's been no indication of that, but you never know. A lot of times Walmart does get first dibs on these kinds of lines. So it wouldn't shock me, but this one I think is a Walmart exclusive where the others are general releases, whether Walmart is the first one to put them all up for pre-order or not. You do not get the actual, extended stilts like you did on the original figure, but it is tribute to that weird knockoff, or not knockoff, but that weird variant He-Man figure they did back during the original 2000X line. We talked about the other stuff that's going up during Walmart Collector Con, the vintage Merman, the vintage Tila. So I don't really feel a need to go over all that again. Same thing with the WWE stuff. So let's see, what's this? Mezco's 112 Collective, Baron Benz, Leviathan Armor figure tees. So that just was released by Mezco. They will be at New York Comic Con this weekend, so I suspect they'll have a few new things maybe out at their booth. They don't have any kind of panel or anything, but they will have a booth with figures on display. Here's an in-hand look, thanks to ALAW 2046 on Instagram. So this is one of the Walmart Collector Con figures. This is that Green Lantern figure based on the classic Green Lantern 49 cover. So that's supposed to go up on October 10th. As I said, a lot of this stuff is already hitting overseas. Here's a look via Toy Hunters of the Fallout New Vegas Riot Ranger Armor and Benny Survivor and Fallout 76 T60 Volt Tech and Soul Survivor figures. So some new 2-packs for the Fallout line. I don't think these have been officially announced, so they're showing up where people are getting their hands on them before they even get announced. Some production images for Big Bad Workshop, Soldiers of Fortune, the Enemy, and Spy figures. So this this agent, the Enemy, obviously has a very familiar looking blue hood. Whether that works with your Cobra Commander figures, I do not know, but I have a feeling a lot of people are going to try that out and see how it works. And if you just want like Cobra Commander before he started Cobra, wearing a suit, this figure probably would fill in good for that as well. So these are available at Big Bad Toy Store, of course, the exclusive retailer for this line. If you're into Beast Kingdom figures, available now on Entertainment Earth is this Lobo figure. I think this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Same thing with this composite Batman Superman figure. These are 8-inch figures. Listed on Target, we've talked about these. These were announced at San Diego Comic-Con. These Godzilla Turtle mashup figures based on the IDW comic book series. These are Target exclusives and are at least currently listed on Target. I don't think they've yet been made available for purchase. Amazon yesterday started listing these new Basic Fun arcade cabinets. We've talked about the WrestleFest one before. So you can currently get the Ultra Series cabinet or the Counter Series cabinet. I actually bought the Counter Series cabinet, though I actually still debating whether I might end up returning that and go with the Ultra Series, but I haven't totally decided. But I did order the Counter Series, which is already shipped, so it'll be here, I guess, in a few days. There are coupons that have been offered for these cabinets, so retail price is $5.99, but you can get $100 off on Amazon. That's the full size cabinet. That's the 2-player cabinet. Eventually, they are going to release a 4-player cabinet, but that has not yet gone up for purchase. For the Counter Series, there's a $50 coupon. Those cost $250, but you can get $50 off, so basically $200 on those. So besides WrestleFest, there's also a Centipede cabinet, both counter and full-size machine with the rollerball. If you're into Centipede, you get Millipede, of course, Avalanche, Super Breakout, and Liberator are the other games on this cabinet. So, again, from Basic Fun, not Arcade 1-Up, but Basic Fun, who has started to do these home arcade machines that we've talked about. And like I say, they're not only listed on Amazon, but they're actually shipping out. So if you decide to buy one, you actually should have it pretty soon. Now, wrestlers that were on the original game, not included in this one. Sergeant Slaughter, which was a playable character, will not be in this game. Legion of Doom, which was not a playable character, but they were also removed, I guess, due to licensing issues. But otherwise, as far as playable characters, I think everyone else from the original game is included. I've heard some say that they were going to replace like Slaughter with somebody else and replace Legion of Doom with somebody else. But if they have, there's no indication of that. So I guess I'll find out in a few days when mine arrives and I can actually play it. And Amazon right now is the only place that seems to be carrying these. I'm assuming maybe other places will, but Amazon right now is the place if you want to pick these up for you wrestling fans. Let's see. These are other figures. So some of these are Walmart collector cons. Others, I'm not even sure have been announced. Like this Jokerized Joker, uh, I don't think it's been officially announced. This Batman Unmasked version, I don't think's been announced. These others will be Walmart Collector Con. GameStop, I think, will have some of these as well. They say it's getting harder and harder to keep track of everything McFarlane's doing and what store is going to carry what and when and all that. It's just kind of becoming a huge mess. For you vinyl fans from Mondo, this Slash figure is now available for pre-order at Entertainment Earth. So that's the regular version, as opposed to the one they offered on the Mondo store. Here's an in-hand image of the cheetah figure with her diaper crotch. So this was not made available online. It was part of that wave of DC page punchers with the Joker and the 0 Hour Superman. So, and there's an extant figure as well that's a red platinum. So it was not made available online, but has started to show up for people to find at physical stores. I think everything else we talked about on Monday. So yeah, I think that brings us pretty much up to date. It is going to be a busy week for me. I am going to be heading to New York very early tomorrow morning, catching the train. So, and then I'll be all day pretty much. As soon as I get to New York, I'll drop my suitcase off at the hotel, then run over to Javits. Got to get my badge. Um, the Hasbro panel being at doors open at 10 a.m. for New York Comic Con, but the first Hasbro panel is at 11. I probably will just, once I get my badge, we'll go straight to the Hasbro panel, make sure I can get a good seat. So hopefully I'll be able to stream it for you guys. And then after that's the only panel tomorrow, but then I'll spend the day going around to the various companies with booths. And there are some companies, we talked about the companies that have actual booths on Wednesday, but I'm hearing like Super 7 is going to have a presence, I think, at the Walmart booth. Ramen Toys is going to be there. We talked about Storm Collectibles being at an anime booth. So sounds like some companies that didn't have their own booths have latched on with other booths. So might be a few surprises here and there. I'm wondering if like Walmart is like last year, Walmart had a booth, but all they had in their booth was just the Walmart CollectorCon stuff. But I am wondering if like since Diamond and Diamond Previews are not going to be there this year, this first year they will not be at New York Comic Con because they've gone defunct. But usually a lot of companies would have space at the Diamond Previews booth where they would show products, even though they didn't actually have a booth themselves. So I'm wondering if maybe Walmart is going to try and fill that role a little bit at their booth this year. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But Nacelle Company is teasing some surprises for Star Trek. Though again, as I told you before, unfortunately the Star Trek panel for Nacelle Company is at the same time as the Hasbro panel on Friday. So I will not be able to attend the Nacelle Company panel for Star Trek. I will do my best to find out what they revealed and get that coverage to you guys for those of you who are interested. Um, again, NECA, we'll see what NECA has on display. Maybe try and get an update on like their Sesame Street figures that have seemed to kind of stalled. Trying to think what else. Super 7 might have a few things, I guess, at the Walmart booth, though I don't know what. Yeah, so McFarlane will have a panel. McFarlane Toys will have a panel. That's on Friday. Mondo will have a panel. That's on Friday. So I'll be curious to see if like Mondo announces any additional 2000X He-Man figures. Like, I figure if the first two, the He-Man and the Clawful, sell well, those are available for pre-order on the Mondo store website now. If those sell well enough, then I think they'll probably announce more figures. If they don't sell very well, then I'm wondering if they'll go forward with the line. Like, I don't know how deep, like if you're trying to decide between the Mattel 2000X and the Mondo 2000X, obviously the big factor is price. Mattel ones are going to be much cheaper, but I also would suspect Mattel will go much deeper in the line, giving us more characters than Mondo will, because Mondo's only doing two at a time, and it takes a while for them to come out. And so even if they sell decent enough for them to move forward, I don't know how deep they'll get into the line. But so I suspect Mattel will go much deeper with their cartoon collection line of them, and we saw a decent number of them on display at San Diego. So. Real Ghostbusters, that's another question. I mean, I know we've got the Janine figure that they announced, but I'll be curious to see if they're going to do anything more beyond that for Real Ghostbusters. Um, I know some of you are interested in their vinyl stuff, and of course their 1/6 scale stuff for like X-Men and Spider-Man and Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series. So we might see another figure for their Superman Animated Series. Um, So we'll have to see. It should be, like I say, it's not going to be San Diego Comic Con caliber reveals, but it should be enough there to definitely be worth tuning in. Now again, everything toy wise is pretty much happening on Thursday and Friday. There's not going to be much after that, like so Saturday and Sunday. I don't expect much in the way of toy news. You never know. Some companies will like hold something back in their booth until like Saturday or Sunday. So, NECA will sometimes do that. Hasbro might have a final day tease or something. They'll put most of their stuff out, whatever they're showing, they'll put out after their panel tomorrow. But, they might hold something back to tease on Sunday or such. Again, G.I. Joe and Transformers and whatever they might be doing for Ghostbusters, that won't come until Friday. Um, and until again, the first panel for Hasbro is pretty much shortly after the doors open, but I wouldn't expect Hasbro to have much out new in their booth until after that first panel. As far as exclusives, we've talked about those, the Hasbro ones, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder one from NECA. How hard they'll be able to get, I don't know. I am going to make an attempt for myself to get Pythona, just so I don't have to deal with Hasbro Pulse online. We do have a backup for somebody to hopefully grab me one when they go up tomorrow for premium members. I'm still undecided whether I'm going to get the Super Scroll or not. I definitely am not getting the Transformer or the Star Wars one. I'm not really buying any Star Wars stuff these days, so. Loyal subjects will be there. Whether they show anything new for like Mask or anything, I don't know. But they will have a booth. So Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Glenn, good to see you. Glad you made it to another stream. Glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. Everybody's glad. Elia, what is up? Mr. Allmine, NECA 2012 Turtles, Raphael is up. Yeah, they're all arcs. We talked about that, but Donatello is the only one that is sold out. They were all up earlier today, but Donatello has sold out. But it looked like the others were still available. Zim, what is up? Ivan says he'll skip the Star Wars part. We'll see like who are they gonna start with, they'll break it up into two parts. So they'll do one and then the other. So the question is, will they do Star Wars first or will they do Marvel first? So you may either, if they do, my guess is they'll do Star Wars first and then they'll do Marvel, but that's just purely a guess on my part. Figure Fury, Hasbro should bring back flag points. 20 points gets you a free year of Pulse Premium. It's not a bad idea. It's certainly better than just asking people to pay $50, in my opinion. But Eric says Mattel is doing great work on Masters of the Universe. Yeah, I think they've done a pretty good job. I mean, I'm mostly these days only collecting the Masterverse stuff, um, but yeah. Mr. Olmai, again, will be Friday. Mark your calendars. This coming Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That wave, which should include the World War II Logan, should be going up for pre order. Turtle Dave Arcade 1 Up went through the same growing pains when they first started releasing their cabinets before they were truly reliable. I wonder if Basic Fun will have any of the initial technical bugs. Always possible. I mean, but they seem to be keeping them fairly simple. Like there's no online play for these. I think that's when Arcade 1 Up really started having technical issues when they started to do the online play with some of these cabinets, which in theory, it's kind of cool if you can play online with, Street Fighter or, Marvel versus Street Fighter and stuff. But like I can tell you, I can count on one hand the number of times I've gone online to play these games. So I don't know. And they do, like that X-Men. Last time I played the X-Men game online with other people, like somebody ended up leaving the game, like just in the middle before we were finished. And so his character just stopped moving and we couldn't go forward anymore. So it was kind of annoying. We basically had to stop the game because somebody I don't know if they deliberately left or they just lost their signal or what, but that was kind of annoying. Eric says such a large pelvic overlay on the McFarlane cheetah figure. Is that because they never made? I don't quite sure how to help you with that. I don't know what Alexa's talking about, but yeah. I remember the Catwoman figure they did. The figure looked good until you saw the crotch section, and then it looked like she. Every time I looked at that figure, it was like all I could see was like her wearing a big diaper. So I don't know if they've ever really fixed that with their female figures. I mean, even some of the male figures have that issue. So the Watcher. So as far as I know of, yes, other retailers should eventually have those turtle figures, not just Walmart. As far as I know of, those are not Walmart exclusives, but I couldn't tell you when that will be. So, but yes, if you miss out on Walmart, you will likely at some point get another shot at them from other e-tailers. Eric, but I heard that NECA started shipping out some of the figures to people, but not all of them. So I don't know. NECA's had some issues with their internal customer service over the last year or so. So I tend to be I don't like buying from toy companies, period, unless it's the only way to get it. I feel like the toy companies should focus on making the toys and let the toy retailers sell them, but that's just me. Art, I think you're getting Nacelle technically has two panels. They have the Toys That Made Us that launched a toy company panel, which I think that's the one you're talking about at 12:45. The unless they changed it, we'll have to pull up my schedule. Actually, let's go to the source. Let's go straight to the source. I actually hate navigating this New York Comic Con website. It's a pain in the butt. I don't have my phone. The mobile app's better, easier to navigate, but I don't have it handy. Where's your panels? Sorry, Salome is getting into trouble with this one. Oh, God. Oh, I can't find the section where they have their panels. You'd think it would be under show information. Or maybe even just like a basic search function would be nice. But no. Oh, here we go. Okay, so nacelle. So yeah, the nacelle Star Trek panel is Friday at 11:15 a.m. So that's the same time as Hasbro's second panel, which, well, there's a 15-minute difference, but I'm not going to get over, like, the Hasbro panel will end at 12. the nacelle panel will end at 12:15, so I'm not going to be able to get over out of Hasbro and over to nacelle even to catch the end of it. So they overlap, unfortunately. Like I said on Wednesday, it's kind of there's like only a small handful of toy related panels. The fact that they can't seem to schedule the toy panels so that they don't overlap is very annoying. I would even go as far as saying, that other panel that you're talking about, 12:45, which is more about the toys that made us and Brian and him launching a toy company. Not really. I mean, they might have some toy reveals, but it's not really the focus of that. Isn't really. It's about like the founding of Nacelle and all that. So it would have been better if they had that one on Friday at 11:15, and then their Star Trek toy action figure panel at the 12:45 time, which is Thursday at 12:45. So that wouldn't have really conflicted with anything, but it is what it is. Like I say, Nacelle doesn't have a panel or doesn't have a booth in of itself, but I wouldn't be shocked if they end up having some stuff out on display, maybe at the Walmart booth or something like that. Virtual Dave. No, the missus definitely not. Not really. One year at San Diego, we had our own booth that year, and it was the year. I don't know if you remember the Hasbro Bumblebee helmet thing that they did. It had sounds and stuff. It was just Bumblebee's face basically, and it was a helmet. It was one of those role play type things, but it was Bumblebee from the movie. And I remember going around the convention center with that on, and surprisingly, like people would be, oh wow, that's so cool, and they like stop and ask to take my picture and stuff, which was kind of funny. But I've never gone full costume at any of those conventions. I don't know how those people do it. It's often so hot in those, on those convention floors, and it's so crowded, and trying to walk around in full costume at those things, to me, is it requires more patience than I think I have. So uh I can't tell you for sure. All I can tell you is the loyal subjects will have a booth there. So they had announced names for the next two mask sets, so it's possible they might have those on display, but I don't I can't tell you for sure. It would be odd if they have a whole booth and they don't show anything new. Of course, they also have other brands, but I got to figure that they will at least show something new for Mask um, at their booth. Trying to remember what it was that they had announced for Mask. You probably remember better than I do because I don't really follow Mask that closely, so the names don't stick with me as well. So at Comic Con, they announced they didn't have them on display or anything, but they announced that they're doing the Jackhammer and Hurricane vehicles. So, and those should come with their appropriate figures. So I'm thinking they'll at least have one of those, if not both of those, on display this coming weekend. And that was like a Wave 2 sneak peek. So they probably were doing others for Wave 2 as well. So it's possible they could announce or maybe have the entire wave on display. I don't know. But yes, I am expecting we'll probably will get some mass news this weekend. Yeah, so Rich only got two of the figures from NECA. Um, he, even though he ordered them all, so Slim, I do not have any pricing information. They have not yet been listed on the Walmart website, as far as I can tell. So, unfortunately, I do not know what the prices will be on those. I'm sure they'll be comparable to other turtle stuff they've been doing recently, but again, I don't have anything specific for you. Whether Walmart continues to roll out previews between now and tomorrow, it's hard to tell. We just have to basically keep checking the Walmart website to see if they put anything else up. Last time I checked, they really hadn't put anything exciting up. Pop you over. So this is the main Walmart CollectorCon page. So, they kind of slowly put things out that are going to go up on each of the 2 days. There's stuff on here that, we don't really cover, but action figure wise. And so far, at least, none of the NECA stuff has gone up on the Walmart website. So, yeah, sorry, I don't have that yet, but we'll have it soon, less than 24 hours. Or actually, I forget, what are those going up on Friday, or are those going up tomorrow or Friday? Those are supposed to go up tomorrow, so hopefully we'll have that answer for you tomorrow. What is up, Road Pig? John says the new mask figures are looking good so far. Ivan doesn't really understand the popularity of masks, but I think it's definitely a nostalgia thing, Ivan. For those who grew up on mask, I think these are pretty cool. I was never into mask as a kid. We've talked about that before. Large part because the cartoon was not on during an hour that I was able to ever watch it, because it came on weekday mornings where I lived after I would leave for school. So only time I ever watched mass was occasionally if I stayed home sick from school. Yeah, the glow in the dark Bane actually does look pretty good, even without glowing in the dark. All right, well, we are over the hour, so again, hopefully, if all goes well, you will see a stream go up tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. covering the Hasbro panel. Um, and that will just depend on Wi-Fi access, and whether, I assume they'll let us like last year they let us stream it, and we actually had pretty good Wi-Fi in the rooms where they had the panel. So I'm hoping it'll be similar to that like last year. So again, if all goes well, I'll have a stream up for you guys for that panel. Now, and I will, again, if I'm able to, I will stream all the panels that I'm attending. So I will be streaming both Hasbro panels. I'll stream the Mondo panel. I'll stream. I'm trying to think. What, I don't know. Whatever other panels. I'm having a brain fart. Oh, the McFarlane panel. I'll stream that one. So again, the only panel tomorrow is the first Hasbro panel, but and I don't, as I said on Wednesday, usually Wi-Fi and cell signals on the actual convention floor are horrible. Even just to send out images, you have to go usually to the front of the convention hall to get any kind of signal to be able to send anything out, which makes it very difficult to try and like do any kind of live streaming from the actual convention floor. So I'm going to say probably that won't be happening. I may do some pre-recorded stuff and get up at some point, but that will, when I'll have that up, I don't know. But as I always say, we will have like the first place to go. If if you don't mind waiting, you can wait until I get something up here on YouTube, or the 50 other people get something up on YouTube. But if you want immediate coverage of everything, be sure to check out the websites: Toy News International, Marvelous News, Jedi Insider, tformers.com, because that's where all of our news will go up first, and usually pretty quickly. So pictures, information, that kind of thing. But again, if all goes well, a stream of the Hasbro panel will be here tomorrow, and then same thing on Friday with the Hasbro and the other panels, if all goes well. And then whatever else I can get up here on YouTube, we'll just kind of play by ear. So this will be the last live stream like this for me this week. Of course, anything else for this week will come from New York. So it might be a little, not so as organized, as one of these, but hopefully you guys will be happy with whatever the coverage I'm able to get you guys. We got somebody from Venezuela. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks to Salome. Have a good trip. Yep. So again, I got to get up super early. I got to finish packing. I got to finish getting my stuff together. Fortunately, I'm not having to. I'm like, thank God I don't have to fly, because I really am not looking to fly anywhere right now with the way airports and all the delays and lack of air traffic controllers and the towers and all that good stuff. So thankfully, I'm taking the train and not having to fly. But it'll be a long day for me tomorrow. I have to get up super early, and then Saturday will be a pretty long, or not Saturday, but Friday will be a pretty long day as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the coverage here as well on the websites. Hopefully we'll see some good things. Maybe we'll be surprised. Assuming they do announce a made to pre-order Marvel Legend, I'm really curious to see what that ends up being. But again, thank you guys for tuning in, and stay safe out there. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. You can also think about becoming an action figure enthusiast channel member. There's a link in the video description below with more details on that. Check out all the names of everyone who's already joined, scrolling down at the bottom of your screen. And for the latest in action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great!